Inflation is still extremely high, and you probably already know that. So I'm not going to sit here and dick you around with information you already know. The problem is that inflation is multiplied greatly in the real estate market, especially the current one. So I want to share with you a few facts that highlight that, and then I want to answer the more pressing question, which is, will a reduction in interest rates fix the housing affordability crisis? So let's do just that. As always, my name is Derek, and I got my degree in finance, so you don't have to. Let me share with you a few facts. Since 1980, inflation is up 3.65 times. Another way of saying that a dollar in 1980 is worth $3.65 today to have the same purchasing power. Now, salaries are up. They're up 3.52 times in that same period, and that's the median household income. So even then, inflation is slightly outpacing salary. The problem is when you look at the real estate market in specifics. So home prices in the same period are up 8.94 times. Just call it what it is. Home prices are up 9 times in the same period where salaries are only up 3.52 times. So what you can see here is that inflation specifically in the real estate market is magnified or amplified. Now, for all the home buyers out there who have yet to purchase a home, they're probably waiting for one thing, and that is a reduction in interest rates. Now, here's the pressing question that I want to try to answer with this video. Will that reduction in interest rates, because it will come next year, will that reduction in interest rates solve this housing affordability crisis? Well, first and foremost, a study has found that roughly every percentage point drop in interest rates, in mortgage rates, about 1 to 1.5 million home buyers can now afford the median home priced, or the median priced home in this country. So as interest rates come down, yes, more people are going to jump in the market and more people are going to be able to afford houses. That means that if we get a drop to, say, 6% in mortgage rates, about 3 million new home buyers can afford the median priced home. Does that mean all of them are going to purchase? No, but it does mean that demand is going to go up. Take it further. If we go down to 4% interest rates, which seems unlikely at least next year, but maybe it'll happen, that means that anywhere between 5 to 6 million home buyers are now going to be able to afford the median priced home. So there are a lot of people waiting on the sidelines specifically because of this, either because they don't want to pay the interest rates that are currently out there or because they need interest rates to come down to be able to afford the median priced home. The question is, will this solve the housing affordability crisis? And you really have to look at it from two angles. So homes in general will be more affordable. The problem is that homes will also be more desirable because there will be more demand. So it really becomes a question of, will this increase supply more or demand more? Because if it increases supply more, prices should come down. If it increases demand more, prices will actually continue to go up. So let's talk about that further. On the supply side, how will a reduction in interest rates increase supply? Well, it'll do it twofold, okay? First, it will do it by allowing home sellers who want to sell their home, who have not been able to because they cannot afford more home because interest rates are so high. So basically, home owners who have 2.5% to 3% or even 4% mortgages, which are close to 50% of the current mortgage holders. So a lot of those people want to sell but cannot because interest rates are too high. So they will come on market, they will be able to list their house because now they will be able to afford more house. The second way, and this is the one that is important, the second way that a reduction in interest rates will increase supply is by allowing home builders to build more. Right now, home builders, just like in any other time in the market, are affected by interest rates just like you and I. And right now, interest rates are high, which means that home builders who want to build homes have to either A, build less of them, or sell more expensive homes because they have to make up for the higher interest rates. So if interest rates come down, hopefully home buyers will be able to build more homes, and not just any home, but starter homes, which is where we are lacking in this market because a lot of home buyers are first-time home buyers. Okay, so we have two ways that supply can increase. How is demand going to increase when interest rates come down? Well, primarily because more people will be able to afford houses. And when you do the numbers and you look at the data, when you see that 1.5-ish million people will be able to afford homes for every percent drop in mortgage rates, you have to kind of extrapolate a little bit. And let's say that 50% of them are home buyers. That means that for every drop in the percentage rate, we have to have at least 750,000 new homes come on the market, and that is with a very, very conservative 50% estimate. We have to have 750,000 homes come on the market just to equalize. That means just to keep prices the same, we would have to have more homes come on the market for prices to come down, which means for every percentage point that we drop in mortgage rates, we have to have, say, 750, 800, 850,000 homes either be built or be listed for that to greatly affect prices in any capacity. So, as I've said in my videos before, we must have interest rates come down for housing affordability to start, the crisis to start fixing itself. The problem is that this is not the end. Interest rates coming down is not the end for the housing affordability crisis or for the fix of it. It is the beginning of the fix. And that is what we have to understand. That as we move into 2024 and rates drop, and they will drop, the Fed will cut rates at some point in 2024. Some people say it's at the beginning of the year. Some people say it's at the middle. Some people say it's at the end. Most people, the consensus is that it is sometime in the middle of the year. So rates will come down, and over the next year following that, rates will continue to come down as long as inflation does not pick up again. Okay, so rates will come down. The major question is, will it be enough to spur new building and new listings? And will it be enough to spur that at a rate that outpaces the new demand? And that is a question that I don't think anyone truly has the answer for. I will touch on a couple of other things. I am a big believer that right now we are underbuilt when it comes to houses, and that there are not enough housing units to basically supply the amount of demand, which means that we have to have a building boom in order to supply the new demand. That is just, I think most people who look at the market, that is kind of just a fact. So if interest rates by themselves do not spur that growth, what else can we do? Well, we have to look at government and we have to look at regulations, right? And right now there is a battle between current homeowners who do not want a boom in housing because it affects their home values. It also affects population density. So you have home buyers and then you have people who want to purchase a home, right? And they're both lobbying the government in their own ways. And the people who want to purchase a home want to increase home density, especially in areas where it is required. So big cities, basically population centers where people want to be. So really it comes down to government, and if the interest rate drops do not basically re-equalize the market, or basically there is more demand spurred by interest rates than there is new supply, it'll come down to governments to be able to either A, ease regulations to be able to increase home density in cities that need it. So for example, Los Angeles, that is a very different situation than New York. New York, the the population density is already extremely dense. Same with Los Angeles. But if you've noticed, or if you've been to both cities, you'll see that Los Angeles is built outward, where New York is built upward, right? Because Los Angeles, there's more area to build upward. So there are some major cities where you could increase home density, and it comes down to a battle between potential home buyers and already home owners and what they want and who the government is going to listen to, right? Because everyone is self-interested and everyone wants to protect their assets. Another thing is the government can kind of subsidize, if possible, home builders. Now, this is a touchy subject, and I understand that people do not like the government subsidizing private companies with our tax dollars. I get that. I'm just saying that we're in a weird real estate market right now, and we have to look for solutions in order to greatly affect housing affordability. So I hope this video wasn't too dragged out. I kind of just wanted to highlight the fact that a lot of people are waiting for the real estate market or for interest rates to come down to enter the real estate market, and they're hoping that as interest rates come down that they will be able to afford either more house or any house. The problem is as interest rates come down, more buyers are going to come on the market, and you have to hope that there is going to be a higher increase in supply than there is in demand for that to affect prices downward at all. And that is something that we have yet to be seen, and we'll have to see as we move into 2024. So if you are waiting to purchase a home, you have to really balance the two, right? Do you purchase a home now when interest rates are high and then refinance And I understand that there's negatives to that because you don't necessarily know when interest rates are going to come down. And on top of that, there are refinance fees involved. Or do you wait until those interest rates come down and you hope that enough supply comes on market to counterbalance the new demand? So that's kind of the big question. And as I always try to say here, nobody has a magic 8 ball. I don't have a magic 8 ball. I'm not the smartest fucking person in the room, all right, at all. And I know that. So if you have differing opinions or you want to add to the conversation, please feel free to do so, because in order for us to grow and to learn, I can learn from you, you can learn from me, and that is what I want this channel to be. And on top of that, this is a relatively new YouTube channel, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. So if you like economics, world economics, personal finance, investing, broken down simply, and you like discussions like this, then you are in the right place. So please consider subscribing. And also don't forget to turn on the bell notification so you don't miss the next video. Those are usually on Tuesdays, but I will do a video Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday sometimes. If there's something that we need to talk about, if there's something on my mind, or if there's some new event like a Federal Reserve meeting, like an interest rate change, like an inflation report, something major that affects you or that could potentially affect you. I always do my best to get that to you as quickly as possible. So with that said, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.